Hello everyone!
Hello!
Today we are talking about something that became something of a bigger thing than it originally looked to be.
Yes, and that thing being...
Acrylic markers.
From Temu.
From Temu, because who has the money for Posca pens? Those are all the rage everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, probably you have seen these. They are acrylic markers, they have like very good quality. I think the price for one is like about $3 or $4 at the moment in your regional equivalent, and it's expensive.
Yes.
So we figured, since other people do it, we can actually have it for cheaper. So we ordered some from Temu, which is always like a bit of a mixed bag. You are never sure what you are getting, but for the price of, what did this cost? €6.35?
Yeah.
Euro. Probably the same amount in dollars and whatever it is in your currency. And that gives us a piece price for a pen of
18 cents per pen.
18 cents per pen. That sounds very cheap, but is it cheap? Does it feel cheap?
Well, I've had some mixed opinions about these. I've also had to sticky tape the box closed on the side here because it kept coming apart and the markers kept falling out. And
Oops.
I wanted to do this video before I put them into some kind of pencil bag instead of having the shoddy box all the time.
Yeah, but
so,
I mean...
I just wanted to show them before I threw them out.
Showing off the box. I mean, the box is nice. The box has like nice artwork. I'm not sure if it's AI generated or not. But it looks convincing enough that it could have done with the content of the box.
Yes.
So, what do we have?
So, we have 36 colors here, which are rolling around everywhere.
They are rolling around everywhere.
So the thing is with these, as you can see on the back of the box, we literally have colors here and numbers, but the pens themselves don't have any kind of marking to tell you what color it is. And when you use them on the paper, good luck trying to match who is who. So I've actually done colored stickers. You can't see it very well. I took these colored dot stickers and I literally wrote to the fine liner pen the number that I think the color corresponds to the closest. However, there's also a problem with these pens that I found pretty early on, is that yes, they're a dual tip, you got the same color in the pen. However, often what comes out of this end will be a different shade on that end for some reason. Sometimes it's not very good. These ones are also not push to activate. They also don't have a ball that shakes around.
I mean, I'm not sure how familiar you are with acrylic markers when they come like on their own. Normally it has this thing where you basically shake it. There's like a little ball that agitates the paint that's inside. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but you shake it. That basically makes everything like a little bit more fluid, and then you can paint with it.
Yes. So these, I have had some of them leaking. Not badly though, because they leak into their cap. I have had one of them that when I actually took the cap off, it actually pulled off this entire section.
Oops.
And the little bit that holds the ink, it's literally like inside of a water-based marker. It's a little thing about that big. That's like one of those weird plastic wrapped cotton wool things that you find like in a cheap felt tip marker, but it's just got like acrylic paint in it.
That's interesting.
So these, they suggest that you store horizontally, which makes sense, because if you use them for quite an extended amount of time, you will notice that the paint will start pooling around the edge there. I've also had instances, especially with one of the pink ones, it was a lighter pink pen, I think this one. Yeah, you can see it has leaked a lot in the see-through lid. You can see there how it's pulled around and in there, and I think this end here doesn't even want to work properly, but you can see it's also leaked a bit, but they're okay. I mean, I bought them for a particular purpose, which I'll get to in a moment. For what I use them for, it's good, but you also need to be careful because, like I said, even though it's like one color with a so-called dot tip and one fine tip, you will get a slightly different shade out of both ends, so you always have to keep a paper marking these. So I would like my husband to try a couple of these because he hasn't tried any of them
With
yet.
pleasure. No, I haven't. I mean, I am familiar with acrylic markers, but I haven't tried any of those. So I'm actually very curious.
Okay. I recommend that you do shake them just a little before you use them.
Okay, I'm just gonna take this. What is this, lime? Okay.
Yeah, it depends what side you want to use it. I recommend that you shake it or at least flick it to get the paint to go down into
So,
the paint.
so if I would want to use this side, I would basically make it like
Yes.
Okay, can do. Let's see, this is the fine side. And oh wonder they work.
Yeah, they do start making fibers. I don't know if it's chewing up the paper or literally fibers coming off the nibs on these. I think it's actually off the nib. Yeah, you see that the shade is slightly different there. It's a little bit darker out of that end than the other end. Not by much. Some colours are worse. I think it's maybe this brown one. So this is the dot end. And let me just flick it the other way. It's a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
So they are a little bit unpredictable with what they do. I think try this brown one quick.
Okay. Shake, shake, shake. Let's make this like a little bit less. But it's very satisfying to use them, I must say.
They are really nice to use. I'm impressed with them. I mean, paying only €6.35 for 36 colours, I feel is a bargain, even though I have had a few that don't work as well as others, but it's not completely bad considering the price.
Yeah, it's like inbuilt shading.
It's basically inbuilt shading. Some of them are more identical than others. Some are very far removed from it themselves, but yeah.
So my question now is, can you actually, because I know you can do this with some acrylic markers, can you go on top of them?
Yes, you let them dry first, obviously, so they don't smudge.
Let's see. Oh, this one feels dry. Oh,
Alright.
it's still
a little wet. Okay, just give them a
not
moment.
quite. Let's just, maybe we can just try a different one in the meantime. Let's see, this is blue. Dabba dee dabba da. Obscure 90s Eurodance reference. Huh? I mean, I'm not sure if it's my angle, if it's the light. It's like sometimes the paint, no, it's drying now. I think it's just the nature of the beast that it looks like a little uneven.
Yeah, the colour that comes out when you first use it, it will dry always darker than what you get out of it.
Let's see, are you dry? You seem dry. Okay, dry enough. Let's give this the best chance. What is a bit darker here?
This is dark green here.
Dark green. Dark green sounds nice. Okay. Let's see, can we do this? We can. Which is cool, because this is basically...
This is yellow.
Wow. I mean, obviously yellow as a lighter color is harder to cover.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is just because those are cheaper ones, or if this is generally a thing with... Okay.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, just put the cap on it when you do it, because if you don't, it sometimes sprays paint everywhere.
Ah.
That's why there's a pink mark on the couch.
Things that you have to learn.
Yeah, put the cap on.
But hey, maybe I like pink marks on my furniture. Oh dear.
Yeah.
What did I do now?
No, this happens. It might actually... Okay, I thought it was going to pull out the whole end. Okay, that end is just not wanting to work. I think it's actually clogged with ink. Not ink.
It's like there's like a little bit coming off here.
In this case, what I do I don't have anything here to do it with, is I actually get a wet rag or a wet paper towel, and I actually dab the gunk off the nib, and it seems to revive it.
Okay.
There we go. It's working a bit better now.
Well, I mean, with all the little negative things that we're saying here, it's still very impressive. I mean, they are quite satisfying to handle.
Yes.
They do what they are supposed to do. They do what says in the tin. They don't like basically promise anything else. So yeah, I can see why you are so enthusiastic about it the past few days.
Yeah, I am very enthusiastic. Can I actually show what I did first with these markers?
Of course. Feel free.
Right.
That's why we are here, to show things off.
So we were on...
I'm just going to remove this quick.
Yeah.
So we have more space there.
So I've always been very much against using TikTok because I just don't like the platform. We do actually have a TikTok account, which at some point I will link to when we actually have videos there, because we're still figuring out stuff.
Right now, even if you find it, there will be nothing on it.
Yeah, there's no videos
I
on
mean,
it right
you're
now.
free to follow if you want, but again, there's nothing on it. We are still like working things out. TikTok is like a little bit of a weird thing for us.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I mean, we have found actually some interesting things, and this is like one of them.
This is one of them. So, these are basically mystery coloring books, which are from France.
From France, yeah. You can't apparently get them only from France. I mean, we are mainland Europe, which gives us the slight advantage that we can basically order everything from a European country that's in the European Union without much problems. So Amazon serves us well.
Yes.
And the interesting part about this is not just a normal coloring book. No. This is actually one of those, well, yeah, I don't know, mystery things. Basically, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it. Maybe we can like...
I will put a photo here.
Put a photo there so you can see it better. There are like little numbers within these very faint lines. And those numbers correspond to the color code here.
Yes.
So, and then you basically just pick the right number with the right color and color every field with that number in. It's basically painting by numbers.
It's basically like a very advanced painting by numbers. So, the first thing I did with these markers...
Wow.
Was this. So this is basically color mystery of Disney villains. So of course we have Jafar as a genie here. So I actually got these markers so that I can have more fun in the coloring book, because the coverage is so good. And yeah, it was actually really fun to do this. I didn't have a shade, however, for the color I needed for the lines here. So this is actually Staedtler acrylic paint that I went with a paintbrush and actually painted the line work in.
It works well. I mean, it's just like more work.
It's more work, exactly. So, which brings me on to the next thing, because I mean, these colouring books we're going to look more into in the future, because they are really interesting and I think more people need to know about them. So it seems like in mainland Europe, you know, people into colouring seem to be very familiar with these, but in places like the US, it's like the Americans are starting to learn about these, but from my understanding, they're having problems importing them because they're basically doubling the price.
Which makes sense, because I mean, you always have import tax and whatnot, and especially certain things like print media, I think, are always subject to this kind of thing.
Yes. Alright. So I am going to do a jump cut here because I just want to get some of these markers off the table. So, which brings me on to the fact that
We bought more of these.
we bought more of these because I needed more shades.
So we went back to Temu and we saw that there are others that also sell this kind of thing in a slightly different form.
Yes.
But it's more or less the same thing. It's an acrylic paint marker again.
Yes, so these are by CG Boom. This costs €9.73, which equal to 44 cents per pen. So these are a bit different because they're a little bit smaller.
Not the shorter.
They're heavier. And these you actually have to shake to activate them because they have a ball in them, and you also have to push the nib in to activate these.
This is basically how I know these two work like.
So, I'd like you to try a colour or two.
Okay, it's a pleasure. I will just bring this back. Let's see, I'm just going to put this here so we can actually compare it to what we did already here. Let's see, I'm just going to pick a blue color because the blue one is very prominent. I like blue. Blue is nice. So, what is it? I must shake these?
Yes, shake them.
Shake, shake, shake. Let's see, let's put it maybe here. Oh.
You might need to push it down a few times.
I mean, it's coming out. It's just a very fine tip.
These are very fine tips. These are perfect for details. The colours in these are actually really nice. There are a few metallic shades in here.
Okay, let's see. Let's try a different one. Let's try an orange. Oh, I must shake it. I always forget these things. There we go. Let's see. Push, push, push. I must say it's very vibrant.
These are very vibrant. These are more vibrant than these. I'm not saying that these are terrible.
These are more on a muted side.
Yeah, I'm not saying these are terrible, but these are way more vibrant. You may have also noticed something about these ones, these CG Boom ones, is that there's no indication on the colours you're getting. There's no numbering system at all, other than that it includes 6 metallic colours: gold, silver, rose, gold, pink, indigo and purple. However, there's no way to indicate them, so you may have noticed that there are labels on them. I made these labels myself. At the end of the video, or I don't know where I'm going to put it in, but I'm going to show you how I labeled these. Maybe that can be its own separate video. But anyway, I actually labeled them myself in a way that makes somewhat sense, where I try to categorize the colors a bit. So I just codenamed these CG, and then I put a number of a pen. So since there's 22 colors, so you'll have CG01, CG02, etc. until you get to 22. So that way I have a way of picking a color when I use these Mystic coloring books by having a look at my sheet over here. You can see that this here is the markers that we first looked at, and these are the CG Boom ones where I have their numbers, which corresponds to the pen that I made myself.
Very handy.
Printed with our thermal printer from Temu.
See, even that thing has more use to it than just being purely fun and decorative. Not that there's something wrong with being fun and decorative. I'm just going to check the other one. The other one isn't dry yet. I would like to do something with it.
Alright, these take a bit longer to dry.
Okay. Jump cut over. So we waited now a few minutes for this to dry. So I do not ruin things because I wanted to do this. How can you draw a sun and not put a face on it? Because this is what you can do with these. I mean, you can like easily layer stuff which you can't like with normal felt tip markers or alcohol markers. This is not the neatest, but whatever. So yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, this is cool.
That's all I wanted to do. There we go.
Alright, so the CG Boom ones came with a paper, and while I'm pointing this out is because guess what, we have another pack of these.
Yeah.
And even though they're a different brand, they came with exactly the same paper.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, which is hilarious because the misspelled customer there that if the R off the end.
What did they say? Costume.
So, next up we have Mitonia, which is 18 colours, and this costs €6.84, which ends up being 34 cents per pen. These are personally one of my favourites. Much like the previous ones, this is also the case of having to shake and press the nib down to activate. But what makes these so interesting is that they are see-through. And they are the only ones that we have bought that came with 3 replacement nibs and tweezers to pull the old ones out. So, even though they're one of my favorites to use, some of them have the nibs put on the wrong way.
Oops.
Because these are supposed to be basically bullet tips. And you can see that the nib has actually been put in the wrong way. Because this is the, as you can see on the replacement ones there, that end is supposed to go in and the bullet tip is supposed to stick out.
The blunt end.
So yeah, some of them are in the wrong way, which makes them a little bit of a scratchy experience. I'm actually going to replace them.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, okay. But it's not bad, is it?
No, some of them are a bit scratchier than others. Again, these have no numbering system or color chart to go with them, so again, this is the thermal printer, and I have color coded them in a way that makes sense to me so that I can use them in the coloring book. Let's see, I just want to see, okay, try this one, shake it. This one is in the correct position.
Ah, I see.
Well, at some point, when I have more time, I'm actually going to remove all the nibs and put them in the correct way, since they so conveniently gave these plastic tweezers to do so. These also take quite a while to dry.
Let's see, is this one still a good one, or is this like one? No, this is actually a good one. Let's see, red. I must say the colors are also very nice.
Yes.
I like them.
I must say again, since this is the third lot we are looking at, these also need to be stored horizontally, because again, if you use them for an extended period of time, the paint will pool around.
Yeah, so either when you open it you will actually make a mess, or it won't work at all.
Exactly, so I'm storing all of them horizontally the entire time. So, this is not all.
But that's not all.
I needed more colors.
Yeah, you seem to have a new obsession.
I'm sorry. So, coming in at €8.63, we have a box of 60 acrylic markers, working out at 14 cents per pen.
I think this is the cheapest so far.
This is the cheapest so far. So these are actually really good colors. There's literally 10 different shades of green, which I appreciate. What I don't like about them is that the housing is so cheap that the pens actually feel brittle when you use them.
Let's see.
These do not need to be shaken to be activated. They don't have push down nibs. They are like the first lot we showed off here.
So I just like open it.
Yes.
I like that it has a nice nib, because I'm not necessarily a fan of most of the nib we had so far. Because now you can do this. Ah.
No, these work well. I cannot complain about them.
This is actually very nice.
Yeah, the only thing is the build quality of the pen itself. And again, there was no color chart or numbering system, so I have made labels for them to make sense to me, so I can recall them when I'm coloring in the coloring book.
Let's see. Let's take a yellow or orangey yellow. Ooh. Oh, I like this.
These are really nice.
I think even though, yeah, they feel like a little cheap, but they work well.
For the price, I can't complain.
It's absolutely nice.
So, that's not all. There's one more box.
Yeah, we have to, I mean, this is getting very long already, but we have to show one more thing. But one more thing.
But one more thing. So, coming in at €8.66, which works out 36 cents per pen. I'm going to let you show this one because of the hilarious spelling mistake on the box.
Let's see, we have water-based, quick dry, safe to use, and waterproof.
Waterproof. So this one is an interesting one. So I like the box because it's got a wolf on it. I love wolves. Hilariously, the box has been printed upside down, which is funny.
Oops.
So this is a 24 pack with 48 colors because they are dual tips, which means there are 2 colors per pen. And these have brush tips.
Ooh, okay.
These are one of my favorites.
Must these be shaken or stirred?
No, there's no shaking or pushing.
No
it's
shaking or
just
pushing.
like the first set we had. So
Okay.
if there's not enough ink, you just need to close it and just shake it a bit.
Ooh. This is nice. This is actually like a proper brush nib.
Yes. These are really nice.
And just like the first ones we had, those are meant, no, actually there are different shades.
Yes, it's different shades because it's 24 markers, but it's 48 colors.
I mean, also this one, I mean, it's the lighter side and it's the slightly darker side. Ooh.
No, because some of the color matches don't exactly make sense.
This is cool.
Like we have this grey here, and on the other side we literally have like a weird purpley color. So some of them don't make sense with the color matching, but no, these are deliberately 2 different shades in the same pen. So that is deliberate.
I like this. This is very, I mean, all of them are very nice. But I must say, these are my favorites.
These have a soft spot with me as well because they work so well. I am busy colouring a picture at the moment, which I'll show you now.
Let's see, I used I mean, these are the ones that we had at the very beginning. I'm just trying to go over this with this. And yeah, this definitely works well.
So this is a different colouring book. This is, I cannot read French, I'm sorry.
Le Grand Classique, I believe. Basically just book 11.
Book 11. Okay, so basically this is one of the fairies from one of the Tinkerbell movies. And I did most of these with the markers that we are showing right now, the dual tip ones with the brush. And they work really well. This yellow is from the previous set we showed. Yellow will never fully cover these numbers. But I really do like these, and well, it's not going to surprise you to say that there's more markers on their way from Temu right now.
Yep, we're getting more markers.
I'm sorry, I need more shades for my colouring books.
No, it's fine, because from what I have used so far, I like easy, okay? I'm a person, I don't like much faff. I know you're big on watercolors and etc., everything that you can mix and match and whatnot. And I like that too, yes, but I like simple, easy, something you can just pull out on a whim, do something with, put it back in the drawer and be done with it and go do something else. And this is what this does.
Yes, it does, because it's like at some point I want to do an original artwork with these markers instead of always just using my colouring book. But I just want to go to another image in here that I did. This was when I only had one set of markers. Most of the shades that were needed for this picture I didn't have pens of, so I literally had to mix acrylic paint to do this, which made it took way too long to colour this picture.
Yeah.
Because I was constantly mixing shades, and in the end this shade is completely wrong.
Yeah, I mean, wrong. It works in the context, but it's not what the inventor intended, as my grandmother would used to say. So no, this is absolutely a good invention. I like that you can get them now for so little money.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm curious to see your next purchases.
Yeah, there's 2 more packs on their way.
2 more packs on their way.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I will say that I think these are my favourites out of all the ones we have tried because of the brush tip.
Yes.
It feels very versatile. And well, all of them in their own way are a pleasure to use. The colours are nice and punchy. The first set we bought, which was, these ones do have their issues with some of the colours actually being dry. I see they don't even seem to be selling these anymore, so I don't know. So yeah,
With everything that you get from Temu and similar places, it's always like you're always playing a little bit lottery, but at that kind of price point, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, you can't complain if it's that cheap. So yeah, that's this week's video.
This week's video with a lot of markers. If you also like markers, why not leave us a comment or even like a subscription there, because always helps this channel. Comments also always help, because so we know what to do for you, so you are actually getting something that interests you and doesn't bore the hell out of you, which is not the idea of this.
Yes.
And we say thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.
Goodbye.